Mario Broumand nearly hit. King going to north heading into turn 3. King's back on the inside. Moving towards turns 5 and 6. Going into move on. That's Otis Lawrence, right? Otis Lawrence.
Hello guys, it's Bari here once again, and this time another league race, but this time around F1 25 and around Australia, which I believe it's E-Series, PSGL E-Series. And now let's get into Q1. I didn't show the first run because I invalidated. I just finished the lap. It wasn't any good lap anyway, so I'm just showing the last run, which all it matters. At this track, I was struggling a bit with the way you just have to drive it, with the way it was super random for me, especially turn 1. As you saw, we took it quite safe because, we know we don't need to do the best lap of our life. We just need to take it safe, and hopefully we will be fine, and we should be able to go through to Q2. Nothing on this lap, just I think turn 3 I locked the front a bit, and then going to this corner, 6th gear, I'm quite sure. And then again we are at 10 fob, which is good. It's really good to be up in this track, so you don't need to send any corner because it's so easy to mess up and get a track limit warning. And this corner was one of the hardest ones. We absolutely nailed it in this lap. We barely felt any bump, anything, and you can see how much I gained. I'm nearly 3/10 up. Going to this right-hander again, seemed okay. Again, just taking it quite safe because I know I'm up. I don't need more, so I can just take it chill. No need to push too hard to make any stupid mistake. And this lap should be through to Q2, which we end up being P2. And then we end up being P3 because Otis also invalidated the first run. He did the last run as well. And yeah, I mean, good. Isman did a really good lap first run, so he was able to save one tire, and he was able to go through to Q2 with one tire. And then now we move to Q2, and then yeah, let's see. And we're moving to our first new tire run in Q2, which again in this track I don't know, for some reason I just didn't have the confidence I always used to have. When I go to every tracks, I just have so much confidence on myself. But in this track, because of how you have to cut the turn 1, the chicane, I just didn't have that much confidence. But yeah, we move on and we go to the lap. Turn 1 again, we took it quite safe, and then going to this chicane, 3rd gear, actually looked quite good. I think this one quite on the limit, and we are 2.5 tenths up compared to our old tire lap. And our first sector was 8.7, which is I think quite good for Q2, especially for the first run. I think is quite good and okay, especially in the session as well. It's so easy to invalidate turn 1, and there's so much time in turn 1, like it's unlimited lap time in turn 1. Now we're heading to this chicane again, same as turn 1, and we absolutely again nailed it. And from here now, again, I knew I'm on a good lap, so I don't need to again push that hard. I can take it chill this last few corners, and the lap hopefully should be more than enough to go to Q3. And Alexander D mastered a 0.66, which I believe that lap shouldn't be enough to go to Q3. And we messed up a little bit of the last few corners, but again, just a high pressure. And we did a 3.8. Again, we took it quite safe. And it's actually easily through to Q3. Again, our teammate Isma doing an amazing job. He again did it with one set of tire, I'm quite sure. So now we're heading to Q3, our final run, which is the run that it all matters basically. And in the battle of banker laps, Otis was P1. Our teammate was super close to Otis, and we were close to our teammate as well. And now we're heading to turn 1. Turn 1 was actually quite okay. I think turn 2 we should have put more steering to keep the car tighter. Now we're going to this corner. We lock the front a little bit, but we still got a good corner. And this corner we hit the inside curb, and it completely unbalanced the car. We still did a 7 first, which is fine. And then going to this corner, it wasn't good. if I want to be honest, it was quite under the limit, and it's just all about that confidence that I was missing in this quali or in this track in quali. But again, I knew I just need to put a top 5, top 4, and then we can do probably a lot of things in the race. And again, that chicane was really bad. We didn't cut enough going to this corner. With the inside bump, which we lose the car a little bit on the apex. Really scrubby lap. Not good lap. And we missed the apex a bit. I mean, in general, this lap is not good enough. It was probably one of the worst lap I've ever done in the session. And only give us 2-3, which was enough for only P4. And our teammate did an absolute banger with a 9-9 that he started on pole, and then Otis in P2, and Gabor, which is a really good lap as well, starting P3, and now we move on to the race. Everyone's starting on medium, I'm quite sure, on top 10. And now we're just trying to get a good start, obviously. And we got a good start, same as everyone, to be fair. Not a crazy one. And here we go on the inside, so we just cover if somebody wanna dive on us. And Gabor actually lose the car a little bit on the exit. And we knew we are super close and maybe it's our chance to pass him. I actually dive bomb him, stopping the car. We made the move. That move was super crucial. Super clean driving by Gabor as well, fair enough.
Good job, mate.
And yeah, he's saying good job, mate, as well, because we knew how crucial it is for me to move up to P3, then we can maybe play team games with Otis.
I'm gonna drive slow, okay? So.
And you can hear the engineers and Isma at the background as well. In this track, you had to save tire. You couldn't push every lap because it was just the tire was crazy. You would overheat, and yeah, it was just a quite tough race to manage. You just have to save tire, but basically here it was really good that we made up that place. Now we can just chill. We don't need to push, not at all, because same as what Ism said, we're just gonna drive slow because there's just no point. Because even if you drive fast, you're not gonna out-DR someone. You're just not gonna do anything. And I wasn't really planning to pass Otis in the first stint. I'm moving to lap 9, which everything stayed the same. The team decided for me to pit so I can just undercut Otis, and we want Isma to basically, stay in front of Otis this lap, and then we knew we're gonna be in that 1-2 position, and then we can manage the race from there. So this laps, the lap 9 and 10 for Isma, probably gonna be game changing for the rest of the race, because we know how hard it is to overtake. So we knew if we can get to P1, P2, then we can just manage the gap and we can basically chill there for the rest of the race. And now we move to lap 11, and somehow I believe Otis passed Isma with a dive bomb, and it was quite like bargy, quite like, I don't know how to say, like they had a contact. And yeah, as we heard Isma as well, that he thought Otis might get a pen because of what he did. And when I saw his POV, didn't look that nice because he got pushed off to the grass. But nonetheless, we're always gonna try to win it on track.
Okay, so Barry, we need 4% left.
And obviously, the engineer's telling me that I need to save a bit of tire because we put it quite early. And now, again, we are in P1 position. It's just unfortunate that we don't have Isma behind us, then we could, play as a team game. But here again, you can see the McLaren driver, Leo, hasn't pitted yet, and he has wing damage. So he's gonna play the team game to stay out, and the other McLaren driver go for an overcut, and then he tries to slow us down as much as he can. Which in these scenarios you just want to pass like these people as soon as you can. And as you heard, the engineer's telling me just be careful with Leo, but obviously we want to pass him ASAP, and we here just trying to maybe pass him on the middle sector. Here just going so strong, we just tried to go from there, and it was completely our mistake. And Leo just losing the car. And we're going round the outside of this corner, which is quite tricky.
I'm sure that's happening.
And we nearly hit the wall. And Otis managed to pass as well, and it was just crazy. Maybe it was too risky, and I'm quite lucky that I didn't get full wing damage. We didn't have the telemetry for that race, so I don't know, maybe I had even, some like few percentage damage that the game will not show you. But again, we're just trying to calm down, trying to focus, because as you can see, our gap to Kian is 8.4 seconds, and we assume, if he drives his pace, we're probably gonna, catch him like after he pits. Basically, there shouldn't be any problem, and we can just chill here. Otis doesn't really want to pass us at this point, and we can just chill here and basically manage the whole race till the last few laps. If Otis, want to do something, you can just manage to cover that. We moved to lap 16, and I can tell you, Kian had wing damage, and obviously he slowed down on purpose. So he's working team gameplay, and we dive bomb like crazy. We gave him enough space, but he tire hooked us for no reason, and then he pushed us off track here, like on the curb, and then we didn't get it, like we completely had the wheel spin, and we tried to overtake Kian there, but he just tried to go around the outside of that corner, which we had a contact, and he ended up in the wall, and also he took out Otis with him. And I mean, we saw these things in F1 Esports for the last few rounds, but I wasn't expecting that to see it in the first round of PSGL E Series, because Josh had wing damage. He could do that as well, but he decided to not to. And obviously, Red Bull usually doing these things in eSport, and now they did it as well in E-Series.
A bit crazy in the end, so
but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And that incident
a second or something like that.
Also cost us 10-second time penalty by the stewards. Which, maybe I should have been more careful. I fully understand it, but at the same time, they didn't really look into it when, the turn 3 when he tire hooked us, because if he wouldn't tire hook us, this thing wouldn't happen anyway. And also in that corner, it's just super hard to go side by side. We could manage to do that around the sort of Leo, because we had such a better tire and he had wing damage. But none of the rest, you just can't do that. But anyway, we got the 10-second time penalty, and we didn't know at the time. And again, we're just trying to win the race on track, and Isma perfectly managing the gap between us and Ulash, because Ulash had the fresher tire compared to us, like 2 laps, I think. To Isma, 3 laps compared to me, not sure.
You do it like this, Isma, you can maybe be 7.
And then we're just trying to play it to win it on track, and Isma just doing amazing job. Myself just saving tire, but at the same time, using our ERS on the straight, and on the lap to make a good gap to Isma, so he doesn't need to drive like super slow. And we basically knew in this game and in Australia, I think it will be quite easy to bring it home when you're in that 1-2 position. Even if P3 has better tire, you can always just make a good gap and then use that gap to use DRS and ERS and just manage it to bring it home. And I mean, this is exactly what we're doing, and we're doing it quite good. And we move to lap 29, which is the last lap. Again, Isma just making a huge gap to be fine, because we knew we were communicating, and he knew I had to save a bit of tire as well. So I was just pushing, but at the same time saving tire, which is one of the hardest things to do, to drive fast and don't use the everything on the tire. And Isma saying full push, which he did really amazing job, to be honest. He obviously deserved the win, obviously with that amazing quali lap, and he managed to go quite beautiful. And now we're going to the last chicane again, using everything I have. And engineers telling me to just don't use like ERS super quick on the lowest speed corners, because you know you might just, when you go to the ERS like super early, you're just giving so much power, and then the rear tire will just wheel spin and you get more tire wear. But here,
very careful here, please.
Again, because it's the right hander, and we managed to bring it home.
Well done, boys.
Good work.
1-2.
Well done.
And yeah, I mean, super happy with the result, but obviously it's quite unfortunate that we managed to get 10-second time penalty at the end. But it is what it is. I will just, you know, it's just their decision, and I will just try to do better from next few rounds. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Obviously, all the league races I'm gonna do, it's gonna come out, so make sure to subscribe, like this, and the next league races will come out as well. Stay tuned, and I will see you guys in the next one. Ciao, ciao.